agitator. Is Gen Z, and we're all over the place right now, is Gen Z sacrificing youth and freedom for social media fame? I got a story behind this one, and we need to have a conversation about it.
Trying to figure out who you are as a person and who you are as a brand simultaneously, it doesn't work too well.
Loud ass intro.
A concern, not just about Bama Rush talk, but
shouts
just
out to
generally
Andrew
the way
Sullivan,
that
man. Big Andy in the building.
He's on fire!
Gifting a sub to Elise. That's another cheeseburger.
that people transitioning from adolescence into adulthood use social media is, it's not just that they are capturing these moments just to capture them. It's that every single part of your life, every single milestone has to be a branding opportunity. Like when I was in college, we brought, this is old bitch shit, okay? We brought digital cameras to parties. We would wear the digital cameras around our wrists like little wristlets, okay? And you're in the party and you're dancing, and then you see your friend like, oh, and then you go, oh, let me get my, okay, you're taking the picture, you're, having fun. They're like, smile, girl, and you're taking the picture and you're capturing the moment. And it's like, a part of the joy is capturing the moment, like, oh my God, you just put the flash on in the middle of the party. And then you can't wait for the next morning at brunch or whatever, Sunday brunch, to be like, where are you going to upload those pictures? Like, I want to see. There was so much joy and fun in the anticipation of waiting to like upload and let me see. And I didn't even know you got that. That's crazy, right? But when we were doing that, there was no expectation that this stuff would be for public consumption. It was intra-communal consumption for inside jokes, especially, the Facebook days. Everybody you're connected to. And maybe like
MySpace days.
A friend of a friend, but it's not like the world, And so you understand that it's necessary.
This might surprise people. This might surprise people when I say this. Oh shit, shouts out the prototype.
He's heating up! He's on fire!
Gifting another sub. That's 12 cheeseburgers, y'all. I've eaten 12 cheeseburgers on stream. I might start dunking these in water if we get to like 15. This is gonna get crazy. Yeah, this might sound crazy to y'all, but back then the goal wasn't to add as many people, have as many followers, or whatever the case may be. It was to stay connected to your community. It was to stay connected to the people that you already knew or came across paths with. But now, no matter the social media site, literally, no matter the social media site, the new objective is to, just get as many people that you can follow to follow you. Whether you know them, whether you don't, whether they talk about the same things that you do, whether you relate to them, no matter what the affiliation is, none of that stuff matters. It's just about having a higher number of followers than you do following. It's about having a high number in that category. And so what she's saying is, when people did stuff on their social media platforms, it wasn't necessarily to look a certain way or present a certain way, I should say. It was to be who you are, in your natural state. Pictures were ugly. They weren't thought out. They weren't coordinated. Of course, people would, look to be fresh and all that stuff like that when they dressed up, but people weren't trying to fit a mold or trying to present an image. But now everything today is for an image, for a brand, for the most part, for people, right? I wish I could pull up my old Instagram photos, but I've long deleted those photos. But they were just taken. I used to have just hella bad photos, but they were my lived moments in life. And before I got, some sort of clout on the internet, I was only doing it for 300 people. I was, I was only doing it for a couple hundred people, but I was living life. I was living life. So like number one says, I didn't go to concerts and film the whole thing. I experienced them. When I went to see Brent Faiyaz, I didn't pull my phone out not one time to let others know that I was at the concert. I experienced that concert in totality. And ultimately, I found an artist that I found had great music. I really enjoy his music, whatever the occasion was. But now everything is for the sake of the brand. And it's getting more and more strategic as time goes on. So now people have, let me have this type of mic so I can get a sponsorship, and let's angle it a certain way so you can see the name of it, so I can get that sponsorship going. Everything. There are people who everything they do is to the minute detail. I did Kimberly Nicole Foster wrong on that pause. I should have did this screen because her face looks crazy.
Necessarily limited. There is something different from people, and I'm not saying this to like fearmonger. Like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying it's fundamentally different when in the moment, as you're capturing those moments and uploading those moments, you're doing it with the understanding, anticipation, and maybe like the hope that this will be for the world, that the world will want to consume you, that the world will want to give you brand deals because you are brand. Self-consciously branding yourself in the moment as a post-adolescent is different. And I don't, again, because it's just different, I don't want to say whether it's good or bad. I would say a potential concern is 19-year-old Kimberly ain't the same brand as 34-year-old Kimberly. I felt a lot the same way.
Yeah.
But I am glad that the down moments, the downtime, the fun, the quote unquote fun time is not explicitly connected to 34-year-old Kimberly personal brand. Now, I was doing quote unquote professional work, and of course I started.
Let me piggyback off of what she's saying right here, because what she's saying is actually important for what I think is an audience that I talk to, and what ultimately consumes my content. They consume adjacent content and stuff like that, because I can see what my audience watches. So what's going on here is that people are being conscious. And I'll say this past week, I don't know if you guys noticed, but those that subscribe to me on YouTube, like I've been posting more. There was one day where I posted 3 videos in a day. But for the most part, it's been 2 videos a day. And I've gotten out of the habit of actually looking at the numbers. Like I just, hey man, this happened. I want other people to see it, or I just want this to exist on my channel, and I'm going to clip it up and I'm going to put it up there. Now, I'm still strategic as to what I pick to review and why I do what I do, or whatever. But, I'm just posting just because I can, because I want to, because I want to live in the moment. I'm posting and I'm going. Title could be bad. Thumbnail could be bad. Clip length could be bad. All these things could be bad. These things could be good. I won't know. I don't care. Ultimately, I might check it how it's doing one time, but it is what it is. But what she's talking about, and I want to specifically speak to a bunch of these kids, is who you are at your different ages will not be who you will become at your different ages. Some of us are lucky enough, blessed enough. Look at Taco. I don't know why they go from showing the thing that I've made it to be. We'll figure that out. But yeah, so some of us are blessed enough to stay relatively the same. Oh snap, that means I got 13 cheeseburgers. Jesus Christ. Some of us are blessed enough to stay relatively the same, like who we are. But some of us, will change. We'll change. It just is what it is. It literally is what it is. We will change. We will be different people. And so when you see these 16, 15-year olds get on here and be edge lords, be speed variants, be want to be Kai Cenat, want to be these rage streamers, will be, these OF superstars, will be, the girl that's begging for money, will be all these things, and you're putting yourself out there. It is hard to get rid of that stigma. And outside of it being hard from like a perception perspective, honestly, sometimes it's just embarrassing. It's just flat out embarrassing. It's flat out embarrassing. And I've been caught up not on purpose calling out a person on Twitter saying like, yo, didn't you used to do OF back in the day? And me thinking that this person is secure because that's what they used to say. I was thinking, yeah, that's me. I did it and I'm proud of it, but I don't do it anymore. Okay, cool. Yeah, the sub thing didn't go to the sub count either, but they weren't that proud of it. I ain't gonna lie. They was like, yo, why'd you have to bring that up? Who are you? Blah, 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 blah. So for a lot of people, and I think we've taken social media out of the context of what it's supposed to be, why we use it, et cetera, et cetera. It wasn't meant to be this whole branded thing until people realized they could be content creators. They could be walking, breathing, and living billboards for ads. We weren't supposed to do that. We literally weren't. We were supposed to show our friend from high school or the person we worked with or our cousin who lives maybe a state away or a couple hours away what was going on in our lives with our kids, with our significant other, with our dog, and our personal life, our little achievements, whatever. But as soon as we found out that we could have influence, social media transitioned like crazy. So social media became something so different and ultimately like kind of nasty. Like social media legitimately changed. And I'm going to keep it 100. Oh, snap. I'm going to keep it 100. I don't think that I necessarily like it. Like, I think that that's a fair assessment. I don't think that I necessarily like it. And you can make the argument, oh, it's for the better, but I can't say that I'm trying to change stuff over here and it's not working. I can't say that it's for the better. Cause people just lose themselves. And it also looks really crazy when you don't make it either. It really looks crazy.
Started for her when I was 21, but that was curated. There was a mission, it was a vision, I'm glad that
Kim K was the first Instagram content creator, if I'm not mistaken. Never forget that. There were people that always had lots of followers because of their aesthetic, or they were just pretty, or they were muscular, or they had a lot of cars, they had a lot of guns. But the idea of branding it, the idea of influencing off of it, the idea of selling it, Kim K.
I did not feel pressure and I did not participate in a push toward, as I was trying to figure out who I was as a person, also trying to manage my public persona and public expectation. Because I think that doing that work simultaneously, trying to figure out who you are as a person and who you are as a brand simultaneously, it doesn't work too well. And I think we have enough examples of how that does not work too well, that we would just be naturally concerned. Because that's what child stars do.
She stole it. Yeah.
And Beyonce and LeBron James are outliers. Most of them people are fucked up because it causes a cognitive dissonance. So yeah, I think about that.
No, I think that last part, and I was gonna touch on that. My bad, my girlfriend walked in. We've seen child stars. That's exactly what that's about. We've legitimately seen child stars. matter of fact, let me go to his channel. We've seen child stars and we've seen the effects of it. And the problem now is with social media is that everybody, and people have been convinced this, everybody believes that everybody can be famous, you can make money, you can do all these things. And people will go to a plethora of different extents in order to reach that, that feat. In order to reach that feat. And what we're trying to tell people is that you can't do it. And what you're about to put yourself through is totally unnecessary in order to get to that end goal. What you're about to go through is crazy.
Hi, bro. Today's the
And from my personal experience, because I've worked with a lot of we'll say new age kids trying to pop into this space. Yeah, man. And I'm not saying their parents do anything crazy, but like she said, it's hard going from, learning who you are to building a brand and sacrificing all the things that you have to sacrifice. So this is the Kai I opened a daycare in the hood video. And you see my little head in the background. I was tasked with getting location and kids for the video. And so you'll see all these young people in here are trying to be something, somewhere, known, famous, whatever. And trying to find that middle ground between who you are and what your brand is. Yeah, you see me in the background? I look crazy with my little phone out. I look crazy back there. Yeah, you trying to find out who you are. You trying to build your identity will put you in some bad situations. You'll make a bunch of sacrifices and decisions. And these are kids. These are kids. So they may come one day and say, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But it's some kids that I've worked with that, to be quite honest with you, they're pretty far in. They are pretty far in now. They're older than these toddlers right here. They're their teenage years. And the steps that they're taking, the lengths that they're going to is super crazy. Like either dropping out of school or becoming homeschooled, taking themselves out of these real life situations, diving deep into this content creation bag, hoping for a big break or some sort of building off of the success, et cetera, et cetera. They're subverting college, they're subverting jobs, they're doing all this crazy stuff in order to avoid a regular life to build something that honestly may not even come to fruition. That may not even come to fruition. And I would be scared if I was them, but apparently none of them are. Hey, we'll see what happens in a couple years when you've been influenced out, branded out, try these different things. Man, I'm seeing a video right now. This person moved into a collab crib as a teenager, as a newly turned teenager. 13, 14. That's crazy. I wouldn't move into a collab house at my big age knowing what goes on in there. I think Kai is missing out on a normal life, but then again, Kai is the outlier because for Kai it worked. What I'm saying is there are people who it won't work for. They don't have the strategy, work ethic, whatever it is that'll make it work. However, they're going to go ahead and pursue this career not knowing what the cost is, what the actual cost is. And that's what's scary to me.